Middle East expert and executive director of SPME, Asaf Romirowsky, is back. I want to know what he thinks about this deal with Iran. Hi, Asaf.
Good morning. How we doing?
Well, we're doing okay. I'm really, really happy to speak to you again because it couldn't be better timing. I hate this deal with Iran. I think it's terrible.
Yeah, this is not a good thing. I think that there are obviously many motivations and objectives, but as we see, again, we're dealing with a terrorist regime. Even as of this morning, 4 Israeli soldiers were killed Israel time, and as a result of that, of course, the official signing, did not take place in Geneva today, though
Nor
the
should
MOU
it
was
have.
signed. Right, and so this MOU is a signing of an agreement about an agreement. There's a lot of vague parts, to say the least, in all of this, and obviously, what is clear is that while we've made significant, massive, really, military successes on the battlefield, at the negotiating table, the Iranians win. I mean, and this is something that they've learned back from the 2015 JCPOA, another bad agreement, to say the least. And here we are again at the same kind of juncture where there is, where Iran has a lot to gain from this.
They have opportunity.
Yeah.
I want them to have none. I don't want them
Correct.
to have opportunity. And the fact that 2 Israeli soldiers just died, a lot of them are like, well, maybe they should leave Hezbollah alone. They can't, because Hezbollah is still lobbing missiles at them. So if I were Israel, I'd be pissed. Because you have to think about the predicament it puts these guys in. Sure, go ahead and keep making ballistic missiles that you can shoot at Israel. What the? Come on.
100%. I mean, not only that, there's no clarity in the MOU as to what happened to the highly enriched uranium. We know from past experiences, and we know how the Iranian regime and the Islamic Republic lies, and deceits, and this is what they do, and this is their pattern of behavior. Nothing that they do can be trusted. So there's no discussion about the removal of the highly enriched uranium. There is, we know from past behavior that Hezbollah and Hamas and Iranian proxies were the beneficiaries of these large sums of money that were, that happened in 2015. And Hezbollah, of course, it was already discussed on Iranian TV that Hezbollah would, of course, gain financial benefits and incentivizing. This is exactly where we've squeezed them economically. And so all of this is happening, in this kind of many carrots and that are going to be delivered to the Iranians. The only thing, I guess, this is, nothing is, of course, straightforward here, or black and white for that matter. I mean, the releasing sanctions requires, a great deal of congressional maneuvers and hearings and whatnot. And so there has to be some kind of transparency and accountability to actually open up a lot of these monies that are held. Some of these monies, of course, are being held in accounts, being held as far as the oil production that are frozen, though the Iranians have found workarounds, ways to get around it with the Chinese and whatnot. And so there's a great deal of concern as far as what they do with all this money. And the Iranians claim, of course, to be victims, and that they're deserving. And of course, we have to pay them reparations. And if you look at the comments that were made today by the Supreme Leader himself, Mushtaba, though he's never been seen in person, this is seen as a victory for them.
Well, I see it as a victory for them, because until these guys who want to kill everybody, literally everybody, because they're shooting at everybody, until I know that they're all gone, I want the Iranian people to elect someone who's going to run the country the way they want it run before we allow them to have any money back and any power of any kind. I don't want these guys in charge. And I get that I'm just some American chick on the radio, but I've had so many political prisoners and so many people like you, Asaf, on my show who have talked about the uprising that is going on in Iran and the Iranian people. So when we say it benefits Iran, it doesn't really benefit Iran. It benefits the mullahs. It benefits the guys who are holding everyone back.
100%. I mean, none of this has been about the people. They've proven again and again and again that they are willing to use and abuse their own people. I mean, when they were executing people on the streets, in the tone of 40,000 individuals, the regime is this tyrannical, authoritarian regime with an apocalyptic narrative, and this is what they believe in, and only to benefit and to basically enrich the coffers and their own pockets of the mullahs who are living like billionaires, and they have massive amount of assets. It's not about the Iranian people, and this is the big concern. Of course, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Anybody who claims to be a pragmatist and whatnot. I mean, you're still dealing with the regime. You're still dealing with the IRGC. Their ambitions, their goals have not changed. And so you have to read between the lines is exactly what they, what they stand to gain and what we stand to lose. And this is, and of course, the concern, of course, is our allies. I mean, this has a reverberating effect on our allies in the region.
And their opinion of us. We've got to remember that whatever move we make is going to change history. And someone brought up the Strait of Hormuz while you were giving your answer. And it's true, but the Strait of Hormuz does not belong to Iran. They don't get to charge a toll. They don't get to make money on a body of water that doesn't, it's not even sort of theirs. So they need to just get out of the way. And until they do that, I don't even want to talk to them.
They've made it about the Strait of Hormuz, and they've used and abused it, and they've hijacked it in order to, play this game. And so this is part of how they've been able to bring everybody to this point. And like I said, I mean, when it comes to the negotiating table, they have clearly, been able to win this round. And I think we need to be concerned about, the long-term effects of all of this. Mm-hmm. And as as I said before, I mean, the rockets have been raining in since the so-called ceasefire has been intact, such as it is, from Lebanon into Israel. I mean, the Israelis, for the Israelis, Hezbollah represents an existential threat. And you're not going to get, Netanyahu already said that he has no plans on leaving Lebanon. I mean, they too are on the heels of potential elections. And nobody can look, no leader can look any Israeli citizen in the eye and saying, I can secure your safety when Hezbollah has basically been attacking Israel on a day-to-day basis. Soldiers are dying, the economics of all of this. This is a real risk for the state of Israel.
Well, my buddy Jonathan Feldstein sent me a video of one of the Iron Dome missiles blowing up a missile that was right over his house, right over the top of his house. And I'm like, no, leave Jonathan alone. And I have friends in Israel who are sick of dodging missiles. They're sick of it. And everybody keeps saying, well, tell Israel to stop shooting missiles. They would if you'd stop shooting at them. They are not the aggressors, and the world has it backwards. For the people who are marching in the streets, you're all ignorant of what's actually going on here. But I have about 3 minutes left, and when it comes to this deal, nothing's a done deal. Strait of Hormuz, I'd be wide open with my ships rolling through that sucker right now, trying to get as much through as I possibly could. I realize there are some bombs there that we have to detonate, but how many can there be? How long does it take? Let's just blow them all up and clear it and let's go. But I just want this to be over, but I want the mullahs to be gone, because even if they have the tiniest amount of uranium, they're going to start building a weapon again, and we know it.
100%. This pattern of deceit and their ambitions have not been diminished by any of
America.
This. And that will continue. I mean, and the risks are very clear that we will be back in it months, a few years from now, if we don't, deal with the situation now. And the fact of the matter is that militarily-wise, we've done a great job in decapitating, and Iran is at its weakest point. Now to kind of move this along for economic reasons, domestic reasons, and trying to, and the assumption that the Iranians are going to follow through is really, slim to none. And again, as you can see today, I mean, the Iranians are refusing even to come to whatever they thought they agreed on as a result of the Lebanese angle and Hezbollah, and that's not going to change either.
It's just such a bucket of minnows right now, and I just don't know which way it's going to go, but I'm praying for the best. So Asaf Romirowsky, he is an executive director at SPME, and you are co-author of a book. Tell people where they can get that.
Amazon.com. You can search my name, and it pops up.
Okay, everybody check it out. Thank you, Asaf, for everything, and I wish all the best to Iran. The people in Iran, not the leaders, Israel, and to you and your brethren and sisterhood at SPME. Keep doing the good work you're doing.
Amen all around. Thank you as always.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.